Hey, Sunstar, good morning. East Coast Thrills. Just getting set up here. Can't give me a second. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? We'll see who shows up today and who doesn't. Don't know. It's kind of a toss up every day. Oh, yeah, I know. Girl, good girl. Hey, Jonathan Jackson is with me. He is over here just dancing around. What is it you want?
She want to go outside early in the morning. All pets
Oh,
do.
she's already been out. She just
Uh,
danced around. She's got her food in her bowl, but she doesn't like it right away. She gets to it eventually.
oh, that's what she trying to tell you. I don't like this. Good morning, everybody.
See, she's pulling on my arm right now. Hey, 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 hey,
She's trying to tell you something. Go with her.
you be a good girl. I know it's tough, but you can do it. That's your tail beating on the wall.
Mm.
Why?
How you doing this morning, Paul?
Well, a little tired, maybe a little perplexed. The weather's just been up and down and not that good. Hey, here comes Joe.
Captain.
Hello. Morning.
Good morning to you.
Still feel terrible.
Why's that?
I'm just tired the last 2 days being out in that sun for 10 hours in that 100 feels like temperature.
It's good for you, man. Makes you sweat out the impurities.
Well, I sweat out a
The
lot. I
problem
can't guarantee you.
is he's got heart issues that he doesn't bother to tell anybody about.
Oh, they know I got heart issues.
He kind of keeps it to himself. And here he is out in that heat.
Well, when I was leaving yesterday and I got to the car, I started feeling a little chest pain. Got in the car, didn't take a nitro, went right away. When I calmed down a little, came home, I was fine. But last night, I was watching art, and it was about maybe 8:15. I said, "That's it." Turned it off. Went to bed. Went to bed last night around 8:15. Woke up at midnight. Got up for a couple seconds. Justin came in. He had been gone. Went back to bed. Woke up about 3. Went back to bed. But I slept from 8 to about 5 this morning,
Yeah.
and I still feel drained. It's more like I've been drinking nothing but water, just getting it in me.
Be right back. You want to go outside? You can go outside.
A
Get
big
you some
problem last
coffee.
night is I drank a beer about 7 o'clock, and that was the worst thing I could have done.
Oh yeah, you messed up right there.
When I drank that beer, it just completely changed my whole feeling. I said, no, I shouldn't have done that. I figured it would take, because I was, can't say I was sore, but I wasn't feeling right. But usually when I shoot a game like that, I'll drink a beer and I'm fine.
You was
But it was like,
drained. You was drained. That's what it was.
I needed more fluids than I needed beer. Wasn't enough water in that beer. Let's put it that way.
Beer dehydrates you, man. You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, I know. And it dehydrated me more last night. I realized it when I did it.
Mhm. Yeah, it took you for a ride. That was the wrong thing to do.
I went and laid down and I was knocked out within minutes. Didn't take long.
You should have got up this morning and made you a cup of coffee.
Well, I drank 2 cups of coffee and I'm on this 16 ounces of water. I'm on my third one.
Okay.
Only been to the bathroom once, so it's filling it all back in.
Right. Body sucking it all up.
Yep. Mark, what's up?
Hi, Joe, Jonathan, Paul.
Hey, Mike.
Morning, Mark. How you doing, man?
Fine, thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Lovely day here today. 74 degrees.
74.
Yeah.
I don't even
We're
think
only
we seen that
78
through the
right now.
night last night.
Well, it is like 2:15 in the afternoon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Want to switch for a 98?
Yeah. 98. Almost unheard of in this place, tell you. The highest ever recorded temperature in the UK was 32 degrees centigrade. And that was a couple of years ago.
What's that in degrees?
Echo, what's 32 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit?
32 degrees Celsius is 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh
90.
man. So I can live with it. Actually, I don't mind the heat. It's the humidity, man, that really pulls you down, makes you feel heavy.
Well, we don't notice it, but we do have high humidity in the UK, but we don't notice it because it's just normal. You know,
Right.
it doesn't change basically. Well, other than the fact that it gets even wetter when it rains. I'm not sure what the humidity is at the moment.
That was the problem we had Friday. An hour before the game started, we had a little shower. It came through. Humidity went from 42% to 80%.
Yeah, because it all came back off the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Humidity is
worst thing could have happened.
74% at the moment.
And the only thing kept me going was sitting underneath the shade with a fan.
Yeah, keep some liquid with you, Joe.
Oh, I was drinking. Oh, you should have seen what I was drinking yesterday.
So
The last 2 days, I have a
what-
32 ounce, have a 16 ounce, 32 ounce water bottle full of water. I was drinking Gatorade. I was drinking everything.
I don't trust Gatorade.
Well, it's going to get down to 14 degrees centigrade overnight. And it's according to this, it's going to rain tomorrow and the day after.
I put some Gatorade in a bowl one time to give it to my dogs. They smelled it and looked at me like, "What the hell is this?" And then the ants started drinking it, and they continued drinking it, and they were dying, and they kept drinking it till it was all gone. And then it was gone. The ants that kept coming were eating the ants that drank it. They just murdered themselves off. I said, "I'll never drink Gatorade."
Well, that's just an energy drink, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's full of electrolytes. So they say.
It's a bit like our Lucozade, full of electrolytes and glucose.
All these newfangled drinks. Give me some lemonade. Give me some iced tea. I'm good. I'll stick I stick with what we grew up on.
They had one of the moms out there, she had a thing called fire salt. It's got coconut water and salt mixed to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids out there live by it. They say that it does so much, when they're getting dehydrated.
Yeah, coconut water is real good for you.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it's a salty taste, and it comes in they call it sticks. And what they do is it's a liquid, you just drink it. They call it sticks, but it's not. But that stuff is like, if you buy a package of that stuff, 30 of them is like $50.
Damn.
Yeah, they were sucking on these things, but they're out there running out there in that 100 degrees,
Well, as a child, you can do that.
Oh boy, I tell you, I remember, I put it like this, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was at 29 Palms, and I could remember running 5 miles at 113 degrees.
Yeah. When you're a
It didn't
kid,
affect me.
the temperature has no meaning. You just want to go out and play. As long as it ain't raining,
Yeah.
you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, electrolyte powdered drink mixes, 30 of them for $34. But you got to get the right ones. Some of them aren't as good as the others. Liquid IV, that's another good one. That one, you get 14 servings for $24.
Mhm.
And that's got all kind of electrolytes in it. And that sucker's like, it's like getting an IV on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
It's got so much in there. But shoot, when I played, they used to just give us salt pills. Nastiest things in the world. They were big pink salt pills.
Yeah. Just to replace all the salt that you sweated out.
Now, when you guys were doing the running or forced marching or whatever, did you ever have any guys go down?
Oh, all the time. But it's the guys that didn't plan for it. If you didn't hydrate enough, that's when you had your issues. Drink all day. And they wouldn't tell us not to. If you're in a run, and now what they do is they wear a camel on their back. So they got it right there. They start running, they just drink as they need it,
Mm.
Yeah, because my son, the first thing they issue you at OCS was a camel for your back. And they say, keep it full. When they stop places, they tell them, go fill them. Fill them back up. He said he was never thirsty.
Did they specify what you had to fill it with?
Oh yeah, it's filled with got the big water buffaloes out there. You got to fill them out of that. That's what they were doing at Campbell's Union. That's why I got that lawsuit, because it was bad water.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. The lawsuit thing.
Bill was saying the other night that his dad was there as well.
Yep. Wish they'd hurry up and get it settled. Just pay me.
It'll get you.
It takes a while, but they get it straight.
They try to linger years and years and years, but eventually they'll get you.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a time period.
Yeah. I don't think Uncle
got-
Bill realizes how much he's going to get, because he says it's one of these class action suits that's going on. He says it's taking forever and all that. He says,
But Uncle Bill don't realize. Uncle Bill doesn't realize it's a class action suit, but it's not under the same circumstances. It's a class action individual. So when they goes off a spreadsheet, and one person can get this price, the next person can get this price based on what's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. So it's not like everybody's going to get $38.50. you know, right now, what they're trying to do, they got so many cases that they're going in and they're offering everybody like $150,000 to settle.
Yeah.
But you tell them, no, I'm not settling.
Don't even know whether Bill means his stepdad that he goes to see every Sunday,
I think that's the one.
or his real dad. And don't even know whether he's still alive or not.
It's like in my case, I've got two things possible, a third thing. That they got to tie that third thing in. I'll probably want about 80% of what they're asking for. And if I get 80% of what they're asking for, if I live 20 more years, I probably can't spend it. So just put it to you that way. But if I tried to spend it, I probably could, but I probably couldn't. So it's like,
So
Well,
basically,
I tell you
basically
what,
you're gonna have too much money.
You've been waiting on
I
that
could-
case for so long.
not even a year, not a year. But when they asked for the paperwork, the way they work, they've got paperwork. They wanted something else. So they're getting some other paperwork. Now they got 180 days. But that's 3
Mhm.
months ago. So they got 90 days left. So they say it usually takes about between a year and 3 months. So within 6 months, I should know something. And somebody was asking me that yesterday. They said they're thanking me for being there this year to do pictures because their kid's a senior. That'll be 4 years I've taken his picture. And I said, yeah. They said, you've been doing this a long time. I said, 50 years. And they saw how I felt yesterday. And one of them said, so how many more years you going to do this? I said, well, my plan was till I was 85. I want to do as long as I could. As long as I could walk around this field and I could do these pictures, I'm going to do it. I
Yeah.
said, but Marine Corps comes through. I said, it might be my last year. I said, if they come through it, I may not do next year where I won't be coming out to these 7-on-7 events. I'll come out and do the football games on Friday nights. That's about it. Just to be
Okay.
part of the school to get the kids pictures, and I'll do the team pictures and work for the paper. But I said, and I might do basketball because I'm sitting in the gym. But I probably won't do baseball. Probably won't do softball. I'll just do that, and then I'll take January to August off, and that'd be my time. And I could go travel, do what I want to do, and then I could come back in August and stay there for 6 months and do their pictures. Actually, it'd be February to the basketball playoffs, but it'd give me about 4.5, 5 months off. So, and I've kind of liked it this 4.5, 5 months off.
You're gonna be bored to death.
Oh, I know. I'll probably be right back there. It all depends. Because my main plans, I'd love to buy like a little small, like Winnebago, nothing big, something that could fit me and the dogs, and
Right.
and take them with me. And then if like I said, if I get that property and I build something on that property for my daughter,
Mhm.
I may go and the dogs stay, and she just got to take care of the dogs. And that way I could go to Vegas for a couple of weeks, see my sister. I could, on the way back, I could travel back and I could stop and fly the drone all the way back and come back,
Lord,
But I
all the way
wouldn't want,
back.
well, different places. Like I love to go to Texas Canyon and shoot all of that up in there. I'd like to go out to Texas Canyon. It's not a national park, but it's got all the rock formations. I'd love to do all the rock formations that you see in all
Mhm.
the places. I'd go up to Idaho, hit the Snake River Canyon. I'd definitely go do that.
Definitely.
Be up there and call Marcus and say, Marcus, what you doing? I'm out of Snake River. Come up.
Does anybody know who the person in the chat is me?
No, don't know.
Is who?
It's
Who is it?
me. Comment at capital M, capital E. Me.
Whoever.
Nowadays with everybody having multiple,
I've seen it once, but I don't know who it is. I know the
I
county
haven't
sheriff
seen it.
before. I've seen it once
Mhm.
in your lab, even Paul.
really.
Yeah, I've seen it once.
I have no idea. One
Only
subscriber,
one
one video.
subscriber. Yeah.
Don't know.
With the name of Do It To Yourself.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Only been a member since June, 12th of June.
Yeah, I don't know.
June
Matter of
12th
fact,
of this year?
The account's was only made 10 days ago.
yeah. In fact, I want to say that's when I seen it. Because when I seen it, I'm quick to tap on an account that I've never seen before just to see what's on it.
Well, when it
That
says
was about
Captain
Mm.
10
still
days ago.
talking. It says Captain still talking. I would say Laura, but I doubt it.
Nah, little
It has a
little
picture.
llama ain't one to hide.
Yeah,
Some
Laura
people
got to get in your
do.
face.
It's a picture of a bird. It's
And
well,
the
I
guest
think it's
guys almost
mostly-
sounds like what David would say, but
it's a picture of a golden eagle on a weather vane.
Picture of a golden eagle on a weather.
Yeah.
Me says I know them for years.
yeah, I don't believe it.
Well,
So
tell me who you are, and I
Yeah,
will
what-
believe you.
What's your other channel called?
It's somebody
Yeah.
we probably know but don't want us to know it's them.
Mm,
He's been around since the beginning of drones.
he said
Okay.
yes.
Oh, that's Dan.
Yeah, it could be Dan.
If they said they've been around since the beginning of drones, I can't think of nobody else but Dan.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Dan got enough cancer, he don't need to make no more.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Pedialyte will work there, East Coast. I just don't have none here. Pedialyte works all the time.
Oh, so me was on Justin's channel last night.
Oh, that's Dan. I can tell you already.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Dan is the only person that get on here and be like, hey, bro, that's Dan.
Ha!
Yes, Donald.
Yeah. Football, Donald.
Donald's gonna try and help figure it out for us.
I'm telling you, that's Dan.
Yeah, it's definitely
Certain
Dan.
people-
I don't
certain
know.
people, if you study people like I do, right? Certain people will say certain things. So even though they might put a different count, if you pay attention to their
Hey,
words,
Hey,
you
hey,
can figure out who
Jonathan.
it is. Yeah.
Jonathan, in today's world, it could be Danica.
Oh, dang. Don't do Dan like that.
Could be Danica.
Look, Dan is the last person I would think that they got sugar in his tank.
No, I'm not
Shit.
talking about Dan. It could be a Danica. They like boobs too.
Danica.
Some like more than us.
Yeah.
You can take that both ways.
Mud boss says he's not gonna keep guessing. He doesn't give a crap. Okay, here's a hint. Go ahead.
Let me see. What is that? What is that?
I guess the other one it could be is Tim.
Tim's not smart enough for that.
Oh, and he says me.
No, it's
I'm
definitely
alive
Dan.
and I like boobs.
Definitely Dan.
It's Dan. Yo,
Yeah.
it's Dan. That's a strange ass win on him. I never seen that before. Do it yourself C9R. 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 Isn't that a motorcycle?
Mm,
Isn't a C9R a motorcycle?
I don't recognize it as a motorbike, but I suppose it could be.
If it is, that's damn.
The only bike that was designated with a C at the beginning of it, as far as I can remember, was the BMW Cruiser. I think that was a C2. Other than the Honda CBs, CBRs.
What is this? How the hell you supposed to watch the news with her dressed like that? Jesus.
That's
You know
like
the
that
picture I'm
girl that
talking
comes on in the
about,
morning here. I can't watch the news. I'm just watching her.
God damn.
And when Hannah's on, I don't hear nothing she's saying.
You know? Like the weather is what? The weather.
I'll be looking at her and looking at the temperatures and the pictures because I can't hear her. You know,
And she dropped dead gorgeous. Boy, they wrong for that.
that's like one of them that used to Mazzone, Catherine Mazzone. She was she was Channel 8, and
Mm.
I'd be out shooting pictures at Mardi Gras, and she'd be up in the stand, and we'd be texting each other, and messing with each other. And she'd get on the news on Saturday nights, and I'd be sitting here and I'd be watching the news, and she'd be talking and everything, and then she'd stop and I'd text her, and I'm gonna say, "Like your dress tonight, looks nice," and she'd be texting me back while she's on the news.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
we'd be texting back and forth. And she said, "Thank you for keeping me company. I'm getting bored here just sitting there." And I'm gonna say, "Well, how many people y'all got there today?" "Only 3 running the station." Like that. She says, "And a couple of them I don't like." You know,
Mm.
we'd be in between commercials. She'd be texting me, and then she'd be on there, and she'd be texting me. And I was like, we did that for about 2 years, and then she left and went to Alabama. I'd say, "Let me know where your next assignment is. I'll come see you." And she'd text me and say, I'm gonna be out here," and I'd go run out there.
Martini spelt wrong. Martini bar is awesome. Mm.
Yeah, the best part was if she was doing something during the day somewhere at a good restaurant, I'd call her and she said, "Yeah, come out and eat with me." Come out and sit there and eat. Yeah, it was a fun couple of years.
Mm.
Uh-oh. What's this? Trip to St. Michael's Hospital from South Lake Hospital. Evening.
Well, it's got one. It's got one short on it, and it's what the hell?
Like they transfer Bill from one hospital to the other.
Downtown Toronto. Here now, but this is my trip there, and
Yeah, they were.
used and the nurse.
Yeah, he just did a post. They transferred him to St. Michael's to South Lake and Newmarket. Whoever that's at.
They were supposed to be taking the blood clots out of his lungs so that he had a better chance of the operation to remove the growth on his back.
Doing a test on my
Oh, damn.
legs are swollen, edema. There's the trip. Eric region, the big group. Highway to.
It don't sound good, guys.
Well, no. I mean, one of the things he said on what's it in the chat on that show last night was, if things don't go right and I don't make it, it's good knowing you guys. I thought, yeah,
Wasn't a bad try to give baby. Couple of little bumps, probably goes through the urine.
Who was it, Bill?
yeah. Chin Dynasty.
Yeah.
He's got
All we do is pray.
5 blood clots on his lungs and damage to his T8 vertebra and a growth they think might be cancerous. They were supposed to be operating at 10:40 his time this morning.
Yeah, we seen the video. They prepping for it and all.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie, but hospitals give me the creeps.
She gave me a shot or something before we went down.
Here you go, John.
Much in that kind of stuff. But this one didn't
That's
take
the
me.
girl I was telling you about.
That was pretty good. Than what they've been given.
Oh man, what you waiting for, Joe?
She's in Alabama now.
Yeah, it takes some-
Okay.
Yeah, she's at 2-4. But she's the one that we'd be on assignments, different places, and we'd be running each other. And afterwards, we'd go eat and just hang out for a while.
I can't feel anything.
This went on for a couple of years.
Stuff like that. And we're going upstairs. Well,
Yeah, like I said, she'd be on the news on Saturday and Sunday nights, and I'd be sitting here watching the news, and I'd be doing something. I'd be editing on something, and we'd be texting while she was doing the news.
2 hours.
Joe, you got options, man. Why you alone?
I Dusty. I TJ.
I also at the time had kids that needed me here. You know, it was like,
Your kids grown now.
oh, they're grown now.
Yeah, they still need him.
Yeah, only one.
Mhm.
Only one needs me, and she needs me too much.
Mr. TJ.
Mario. Yeah, Mario.
Where is he? He in the chat.
In a chat.
There's me. That's me.
At work.
Oh, okay.
Smiling for the camera.
Don't get too bored, TJ.
They just told me that with the blood clots you could die. Here we are. There's my nurse. She's from town.
So Jonathan, you got another channel playing?
Oh yeah, I'm watching Bill getting transferred to the civil hospital. They did prepping him for surgery.
Ah,
Let me turn it down, my bad. Well, I don't like hospitals. There are 2 places I don't never want to go. Hospital, graveyard. Y'all can have them.
I don't know where she's at, but we have a birthday today. Cleo. It's her birthday today.
oh, really?
Yeah, the little black one,
Uh-huh.
little Pomeranian Chihuahua. I told her last night, it's your birthday in the morning. When I get up, we're going to give you a treat. She got some eggs and she got a bacon treat for her birthday. 8 years old.
Okay. So all she get?
Yeah,
Yeah.
8 years and dog years.
All she get is eggs and a bacon treat?
Yeah, that's all she needed. She didn't need that.
She's only a little dog.
Yeah, she's bigger than she's bigger than she is little. Put that way. She don't need that extra weight. In the last 6 months, I've cut her back on treats and she's lost a pound, but she needs to lose about 2 more. Cause she's getting a little heart murmur and everything else.
Really?
Yeah, and the doctor said it's probably not the weight. It's probably just a breed. And it said right now it's at about 50% of what they look for in scale. So just keep cutting her back and let's see if that changes anything. She says nothing to treat right now because she doesn't look like she's in any kind of stress or anything. She says only if it starts getting worse, then we talk about maybe doing a valve. And I said, well, I'll put it this way. The insurance don't cover it and I can't afford it. I can't afford a crazy surgery, you know?
Yeah, you're
She said,
talking.
yeah, she says
thousands,
probably
aren't you, for
nothing. It
that?
might just stay like this for the next 5-6 years.
Mm.
But she said, but she's not gonna put her under anymore. Like for teeth cleaning. She goes, her teeth look beautiful. What you doing? I said, I don't give her anything that's gonna mess up her teeth. She chews on that hard food most of the day. He said, well, her teeth look beautiful, so we could cut that out. She says, what I'll do is next year when in September, when it renews, we'll change it from a teeth cleaning to x-rays. So she can start doing the x-rays and checking the heart and everything.
Mm.
And that way it won't cost me any difference. She said, the teeth aren't the problem. We gotta make sure the heart's fine. But I said, but if she looked like she was in pain, I said, I'd rather not see her in pain. But I told her this morning, I said, you gotta be well. I gotta have you for like 6-7 more years,
Mm.
maybe 10. And she gave me a lick on the nose, a nose kiss. And that's my baby girl. Where's my baby girl? Cleo. She went in the back. She went and lay down in the back. She'll come up when she hears the name. She comes up there thinking I'm giving her something.
Yeah.
She know you up to something. She just don't know what it is.
Cleo, I want to see that baby girl. She don't take long. I say the word treat. She'll be running up here. Watch this. Nowhere around. Watch. Cleo, you need a treat? Tino jumped up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, she ain't worried about it. She's usually up here by now.
She's asleep.
And she probably heard me say, he's just messing with me and giving one. She's smart. I said that word, Tino looked up at me like, what we got?
She's going, it's my birthday. If you're giving me a treat, bring it to me.
That's right. What are you talking about? Loki even got up and he's sitting there looking at me like, what's the treat? I'm just trying, Loki, just trying to get Cleo up here. That's all I'm doing. I'm not getting y'all no treats. Not right now. Yeah, they all had a piece of egg. They had grits. They had bacon treats. They had, yeah, I got 3 dogs that love grits. You take a spoonful of grits and just drop it. They love it. Yeah. I trained them right. That's a special day when they get eggs and grits and a bacon treat. But the main treat they get, I stopped buying them all the dog treats. And I started giving them either a Honey Nut Cheerio or a shredded wheat, mini shredded wheat. And the doctor told me, she says, everything that's in there is probably better for them than the dog treats. So just don't give them a lot of them. And what I would do is I have the Honey Nut Cheerios. They love them. I'll give them 2 or 3 of those. And then I'll give them I'll break the mini wheats in half. And they get that 2 or 3 times a day. And it's probably better than the other junk that you could buy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been losing weight. Yeah, when Loki came here, he was about 8 to 9 pounds, but he should have been about 10. Since he's been here, he's now up to about 11.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't he doesn't eat crazy, so he's not gaining the weight, and he runs a lot. And Tino, he's just a solid 11 because he's a different breed. That Maltese has got he's more like a Maltese now. And and he looks more like a Maltese now because I shaved his hair down to his undercoat. But I took all the Pomeranian hair off. Starting to grow back now. It takes a couple months, he'll come back looking like a Pomeranian again. But he's loving it right now because he's got all that extra hair off of him. And he could tell he loves the difference in the heat factor.
Gotta keep him that way now.
Well, I might do that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just shaving him down, getting it to where it's evened out right. Once I get it to a point where it's manageable in that certain area, I may just start cutting him like that because he looks so much different. And he acts so much different. He's acting like a younger dog.
Those are kind of dogs, their hair grows so long that it like covers their eyes, right?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah. It's best to keep that shade down that way you can see clearly.
Yeah, he loves it. Well, it never did cover his eyes, but it was long enough that it was like 2 inches of just loose hair that's coming out, that Pomeranian hair, you know. And once I got that 2 inches off, I got it down to just where his undercoat is. He looks like a whole different dog. And like I said, he started spinning around, rolling around, like he could feel the difference.
Too happy.
Yeah, he's happy now. My son looked at him the first day, and they said, "If my barber would have done that to me, we fighting." I said, "Well, I gotta get him to settle down so I can get it trimmed up right. Because the problem is I didn't get it trimmed around the face right, and it took me 2 days to calm him down to where I could sit him there and trim it to where it's almost right now, you know."
Give him a marine haircut.
Not that I'm not going that far. I went behind his ear. He had a knot behind his ear, and he's such a good dog. I was working on it and taking my time, and I had my finger there so I could try not to cut him. And I was working with the clippers. And when I was all said and done, I looked up. I had shaved all the skin on his ear and everything else. He never even whimpered. He's got I had to treat it afterwards. I didn't want to put anything on that was going to burn, so I put a little antibiotic ointment on it, and it's got a scab and it's going away now. But I
What was you cutting him with?
With clippers, and I didn't realize I was hitting his skin because my finger was there. But the knot was so far down I couldn't get it out. But he just didn't even whimper; just sat there and let me do it.
It shouldn't have hit his skin. I mean, it shouldn't have.
I don't even know how I hit. I don't even know how I hit his skin because I must have turned it a little bit and scraped it one time, you know. But like I said, he didn't move. He didn't say a word.
Was it like a little circle where it was bleeding from?
This is a whole, what you call it? This is a whole area where it looks like I scraped right across it. About an inch and a half long. You know, but it's healed up a little bit. Because when I did it, I didn't realize until next morning I could see the red back there.
Yeah.
And Cleo walked up there and she looked behind him, was smelling behind his ear. I said, "What's wrong?" And that's when I saw, I said, "Oh, dude, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know I did this." And he just looked at me and kind of shook it off, you know. And she went back there and licked it. And I said, "Don't leave him alone. I'm going to put something on it." I put some stuff on it. But she was trying to take care of him. And he was reaching back there with his paw like it was bothering him. So, like I said, I put a light thing, an antibiotic ointment on there. And I said, "Now leave it alone. Don't scratch it." And I watched him. He laid there and he wouldn't. I guess the ointment probably sealed it enough that he didn't feel it.
Pain.
Yeah, it soothed it enough that he left it alone. But it's now a scab that's about an inch and a half long. Should come off by tomorrow.
Yeah. The other dog licking it would have been good for it because there's something in the saliva that helps healing.
But I didn't want her to mess with him the whole time because he get to the point where he might turn around and say, "That's enough, snap." You know?
Yeah.
Because I tell you, that's her man. In the morning, they get up and they get up and I'll go to the bathroom and he'll come over and check with me, see I'm all right. Then he'll lay down in the hallway and she'll walk up, check on me to see if I'm all right. And then she'll walk over there and she got to stick her nose underneath and check his bottom Like she's trying to see where he been all night, you know? I said, get your nose out from underneath there. You don't need to be there, you nasty girl. And he just lifts his leg up, and she gets all underneath there. That's some nasty couple, tell you. I ain't never seen two dogs do this. It's like her man and his bitch, you know?
You never
And
seen
she gotta
two dogs
go over
do that? Never seen that in a
Yeah,
lot.
she got to go over there and check that out every morning. The
Dogs
day
and
the
cats
day
do
he
that.
got
My cats do it. My cats do it every day. I'll be like, okay.
well, the day he got locked up front, and I didn't realize, and Justin said, "You see what you did last night?" I said, "What?" He said, "Justin's up, Tino's up front. He was laying on the sofa, kicking back on the sofa, and I let him in the back. She come up and bit him, and then got underneath there to check it out. Like, where you been all night? You know?" It's like your wife checking on
She
you.
wanted to know if she'd been with other dogs.
That's what I'm telling you, this is what she's doing. Want to know what he's been doing all night. But like last night, I told him, I said, I'm going to bed. I don't feel good. Watch the front door for me. Let me know if Justin comes in. He looks at me, and I'll pet him, and he'll walk up the hallway, get halfway between the hallway and the door, between me and the door, and he'll lay down in the hallway and stay there till somebody comes in. That's the
Wow.
way he is. And if he decides to leave, he'll go tell something. He must tell Loki, and Loki will switch places. I got their watchdogs. It's live from Studio B. Lance flying the greatest drone ever, the Avata 2. I said this morning,
What?
I said aloha, I mean Avata.
The who?
Yeah.
Lance.
No,
He's
I'm
in
talking about.
Hawaii.
I'm talking about
Lance.
I'm talking about the last part. I'm talking about the part you said was the greatest. What you talking about? The Air 3?
Talking about Avata 2.
How many Avata 2s in the
And then
shop
I
right now?
spelled aloha wrong. Look at that shit. I'll fix it.
If we had drone shops like we had auto body shops, it'd be full of Avata 2s. Hey, did anybody ever see that video on how Billy crashed the Air 3? I've always been puzzled about that.
Who
That was a
crashed the
while
Air
back,
3?
right?
Who
Yeah,
crashed
it's a
the Air
while back.
Who was it that crashed the Air 3?
Billy Kyle,
Billy
it was
Kyle.
the first one to
Billy
crash
Kyle.
one.
Oh.
In fact,
I can't.
I want to
Oh,
say
I
he
can't
was
remember.
when I know the crash one.
I remember how he did the Avata 2. He flew it underneath that bando and he hit rebar. I don't know how he crashed Air 3.
Yeah, that's a given with the FPV, but how did he crash the Air 3?
I remember Dustin Dunhill while he was doing his testing of the Avata 2. Let the battery get too low and it went into return to home while it was under a tree.
Oh Lord. I hope he can climb.
Yeah, he said he's got his Mavic 3 with him. He said he's having 35-mile-an-hour winds there.
Mm.
Hey, the Avata 2 with a handle that, just send it.
Oh,
You got refresh? Hey, I flew the Avata 2 at that country property with 34-mile-an-hour gusts. The trees are doing this. And I'm going around the trees, and I'm telling you, with the Avata 2, the slower you fly, the worse it flies. If you fly at anything above 10 miles an hour, you got more stability.
Joe, don't you still got the Mini 3 Pro?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I flew it 2 days ago around the stadium while they were doing their 7-on-7.
You got it from Best Buy?
Actually, I did not.
Just hurt yourself. Best Buy right now has the the Air 3 for $850 something.
Yeah.
If you had bought your Mini 3 Pro from Best Buy, especially when it came out, it costed more than what the Air 3 costs right now. You literally could have took that back and
Oh, I know.
swapped it out. And swapped it out for the Air 3.
Don't you have to have that tech service or something like that?
Total Tech Care.
Yeah, I don't have it. I didn't get it.
What? I told you, man.
Well, I had State Farm. That's all I worried about. I bought it from somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they pay him for everything, even though he's still got most of it left.
Yeah, I mean that can work too, if you know what you're doing.
Well, I put it like this. I haven't got most of it left because I haven't sold it to the guy in Baton Rouge yet.
Mm.
He told me, he said he's ready to buy it whenever I'm ready. And I said, well, I've got it stuck on Facebook right now. And somebody's asked me about it. I said, if you don't buy it, I'll bring it up this week. The guy on Facebook ain't gonna buy it because he's got me pissed off now.
Uh-oh.
He said, I'm in Madisonville. Where you at? I said, I'm right next door in Mandeville. He says, okay, that's good. He said, what's the bottom price? I said, the bottom price, 600.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
I said,
Going
it's
out.
brand new. I said, it's the same price you're going to get it for anywhere else. And you're not going to be paying tax. I said, you're saving $60 right there. And you might be saving shipping. I said, that's the bottom price. So he hasn't answered me. And the guy in Baton Rouge is going to give me 600 for it. You know?
Yeah, he was trying you up to see if you was gonna be like, well, I'll drop it down. You did the right thing.
I ain't changing. I'll put it this way. Hey, it don't matter to me whether I sell it or not. If I sell it, I sell it. Because, if I don't sell it, somebody, when they flip that Goggles 3 and they say, okay, it's going to work with the O3 unit, they're going to do that when they run out of Integras.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sell it then. Somebody buy it. There'll be somebody in the drone community say, yeah, I'll give you 600 for it. Because they're going to be able to fly it with their stuff.
I guess it's possible that the Goggles 3 will work with the O3. They might be able to make it because the transmitter's in the goggles.
Yeah, it's going to go back. It's just not yet.
They won't be able to make it so that the motion controller 3 works with the goggles too. Because
and then the other option is if they turn around and make the Goggles 3 and where I could work it with the regular Avata, I may sell the Integras. I may wind up selling the Integras with an Avata and making more money on the deal.
Oh God, I was watching Sean, the drone guy that lives over in Spain, flying his Avata 2 for the first time kind of thing. And he kept on referring to his Integra goggles that he had on the original Avata as the Intriga.
The Intriga?
Yeah.
Well, it should be interesting, Joe, when Lance gets to fly in Hawaii.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, Lance did go to Hawaii, didn't he?
Yeah, that's why I say it's still dark there. He's waiting another 3 hours before it lightens up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the chat.
He's
Yeah.
in Hawaii.
Yeah.
What time is it? They're about 3 o'clock in the morning now.
Yep.
It's 3:47. It's 5-hour difference.
Mm.
Lance, I can't see you not having a strobe light, man. Put that thing in the air.
So he's as far behind you as you are behind me. So he's 10 hours behind me.
Ugh. Yeah, my Avata that I replaced, that I sent back last week, is sitting in Covington, Louisiana at the facility. I'll get it tomorrow. So I'll get the new one. I'm hoping they send it in a box, sealed, one of the regular Avata boxes. So I think they're doing that. That's how they're doing it. they're sending it back like that, because I'm not gonna open that one.
Well,
That one's
DJI,
gonna probably go right up for sale. And like I said, I would, if I knew for sure that the O3s will go back, I'd probably keep the O3s, the goggles 3, and sell the Integra, make a one drone package and sell it that way, you know? And that way I could sell a brand new drone and keep the one I've got that's only got 10 flights on it.
Mhm.
I can live with that one. 10 flights is, I'll tell you, this new change they've made where they don't sync the flights is a pain in the butt.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guys, I'll be back.
Okay,
Carry on.
as a port, go and get some Tim Hortons. Yeah, the port one, as a port 107, you're required to have your flight logs. So the easiest way is to have your flight logs on air data, but they don't sync anymore.
I was just about to say that. You required, but that's what DJI stopped, right? That's what they cut off.
Right. But you
So how
still
does
get
that
your
how
flight
does that
logs.
work?
Well,
It's still
on the
stored in your
on
control.
on the RC Pro, I have air data on RC Pro now. So I can go to air data and say, I want my flight logs to sync to the sync cache. I can go to air data and say sync the air cache, and it'll pick up the new log. So it will sync on air data now because it goes there. That's like if I fly the Mavic 3 or the Air 2S.
And
That's
air
fine.
data is with who?
Air data is a private app, a different app. But
Run
you give them
by
permission. Yeah, you give them permission to sync with DJI, and DJI app's going to be there in the Fly app anyway. Now, when I do the Avata or the Avata 2, you got to sync with the goggles to your phone. And when you sync it to your phone, you got to take your phone and, like, I'm on iPhone. I got to go through iTunes and and then I got to take the app and upload it to air data.
right.
And yesterday I flew the first time with the RC1 because I actually could fly the Mini 3 with the RC, but I put it back on the RC1 because that's the one I'm going to use when I'm out doing press work. So I used the RC1 yesterday, and I said, now how the hell you get this? That was the easiest one. You just plug it into your computer and it go into the PC, and the PC brings it straight into the shared files, and you see the flight thing and just say, copy the text from. I copied it and uploaded it in a second. So there's 3 different ways to do it now. But it takes you got to know which one you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can be done. But it's just that extra couple of steps. But but air data, it picks it up, and all the flights it is you just got to download the text file or upload the text file or sync it.
And that's what you gotta have if you 107, right? You don't have to have that as a hobbyist.
No, you don't have to have it as a hobby. It's 107. If FAA stop me somewhere and they say you put 107, where your flight logs, I got to pull up air data and show them that here they are, and it's on my phone. So air data will show it on my phone.
Yeah,
That
but
gives them all my flight logs, and that they just want to see it. And then I'll put it this way: if you get stopped and they want to see your flight log, you show them your flight log, they're gonna leave you alone.
your flight logs are stored on your controller anyway.
Yeah.
They're on the controller, but they want to see. But it's not only the flight logs, but it's maintenance records too, on air data. So I could say, here's my maintenance records, here's my flight logs, here's my everything, and they're gonna say, okay, because it's almost like the IRS. I got audited one time, and I walked in there with a little bitty notebook about an inch thick, and a box that had 12 envelopes in it, and the envelopes were dated. It said January receipts, February receipts. I walked in with this little box and I sat down. They said, you're being audited, right? I said, yeah. And he said, well, what do you have to show us what you did all year? And I handed him the spreadsheet, and I handed him the box with envelopes. The guy opened it up, looked at the spreadsheet. He actually just flipped through the pages, looked at it, opened it up and saw receipts, opened up, looked at the receipts in January, sent me right back, came back, handed me my check. I said, "You're not gonna go through it?" He says, "I don't need to go through it." He said, "From what you got here, I know it's right." He
Okay.
said, "If you're this particular zone, I'm not gonna argue with you." He said, "It's not worth my time to sit here and try to go through it."
Mm.
And then that's how it was. And he handed me my check, and it was like $5,000 check.
Nice.
I said, "You already had the check cut?" He said, "Check's been cut." We said, "But we've been holding it to send it to you until we ordered it, did the audit. We could always cancel a check
Mm.
like that." And I said, "Well, I appreciate it." And he said, "I appreciate the way you keep records." He said, "Now I got the big question for you." They had closed the business in South Carolina. He said, this is the big question. You closed in July. When do you open the business again? I said, "Next year, not this year." And he smiled and he said, "Yeah, you understand it." Because if I would have opened up the business back in January, the first year, then I lose a lot of tax credits that I took.
Yeah.
I had to go ahead and take that loss for a whole year. January, it was 1984 when I moved. So 1985, I couldn't put the business name back out there. I had to wait till 86. And that way I could take all my tax losses and credits and everything because I wasn't reopening the business, it was relocation of the business. And then wait a year, start the business up again. None of that counted anymore. He
Sweet.
said, "Yeah, just don't put that business license out until beginning of 1986.
Yeah.
I said, "Yes,
Just-
sir."
Make sure there's a full year of tax year in between.
Yeah,
one
tax
and
year that
another.
I wasn't working it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I wasn't working it, but
Ah.
we're
Telling
past the statute of
telling them
limitations on that.
So I'm telling them yourself.
We're talking, what, 20-something, 30 years?
Oh yeah.
If they
let me
come
tell you.
back at me now for 30 years, I'm gonna say, "I know what you're talking about. I don't even have those records anymore."
Okay.
And I know you don't have them because they get rid of your records after 10 years.
Mm.
Plus 30 years ago, a lot of it was paperwork. It's on computer now. So
Yeah, and if they tell me, "Well, we heard this on a live stream," I say, "I might have been drinking. I don't know what I was saying."
yeah, he was under influence.
I was under the influence of coffee and chicory, man. What are you talking about?
30 years ago, computers were in the infancy. They'd only just come out.
Yeah.
What's the 24? Nah, they hadn't just
was-
came out, but they like the internet itself wasn't massive as it is now, like 30 years ago.
Actually, 1984 is 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago. It was 40-something years ago.
Yeah, like 84 might have been around the time they really started making
You
them.
got 16 and 24. That's 40 years.
About I would say, when did I get my TR? I got my TRS 80 back in about 1982, I think. But most of the
I've been audited twice.
stuff then.
Yeah, I got audited twice. The first time was in 1974, and it's because I was an idiot. It was the first time I filled out the taxes myself, and it was all on paper. And I went through the paper, and I was sitting there, and I'm filling it out, and I'm looking at it, and it was at a Marine Corps thing. I was in the Marine Corps, and we're filling it out in a group, and I was halfway listening, doing the stuff, and one of the guys said, "Make sure that make sure you hit earned income credit if you qualify." And I looked down and I said, "Do I qualify?" And I didn't know. Yeah, I was like 19 years old. I filed with earned income credit on it, got extra $400 and sent it in. Got a letter and said, "You don't qualify, you're single." You don't have any kids. I didn't know what that meant. That was the first time I ever did it. So they just said, "We're going to readjust it, and we're not going to charge you the $400. We're not going to give you the $400, and we're not going to charge you any penalties since it was your first tax return." And they called me and they asked me about it. I said, "Well, I heard them say it. Put it down." So I put it down. I didn't understand what it meant. And he said, "Okay, just this is what it's for. It's only for married married or having kids and that you taking care of the kid. I said, okay. I said, I apologize. I didn't realize I did that wrong. And the guy
You
said,
should
there's no big issue. Just, you know it now for the future.
have
Mhm.
And
said,
they sent me my check, $400 different in it, you know?
I've got a whole squadron of Marines that I have to look after.
Well, that's what they said. They said, you probably just heard something wrong.
Yeah.
What is this? What?
Yeah, what in the hell are gimbals? What are they good for? I don't know who Lou is it.
Hmm.
AI, man, get off my phone.
Uh-huh. Well, hey, you ready for this? They had a commercial come on last night. I'm sitting there and it's the girls talking. I looked up there and I went, oh, that's AI. It was an AI girl doing a commercial.
Thanks.
I won't buy the product. I'm done. If they're gonna put AI up there, I'm not buying.
Yeah, my phone just told me something about like an AI blur the screen or some old madness. Man, listen, I ain't with it.
I got enough problems with Siri and Alexa. Shut up. I didn't say nothing to y'all.
I got enough problems dealing with the intelligence of
Go
the
away,
people in
Alexa.
the world. I don't need an
Go
artificial.
away, Siri. Siri, I didn't talk to you. Thank you. I say the two words and they come on now. 10 minutes from now, they'll ask me what I'm saying again. What was it yesterday? I said something yesterday here, and all of a sudden, all the commercials I was getting on television was about that. Now, how in the hell the TV heard that?
You downloaded Chimo.
No, don't.
I was getting pissed off with Art's live stream last night. 4 commercial breaks it had.
Yeah, I cut his stream off after the second commercial.
Commercials on a
Yeah, I
live.
was getting commercial breaks in the middle of the stream.
Because he's not set it for beginning and end only. He's left it set so that it has them in the middle as well. They stick commercials in whenever they feel like it.
How long was it live?
2 hours.
Yeah, he was 2 hours at least. I was about an hour into it when I cut him off. He started talking about something. I just cut it off.
I
I
thought like
I don't know what I want to. I don't know what it was. I didn't want to hear it.
I thought like maybe you used the free thing. I know you could do a live without without purchasing something. They let you do it for like an hour free. If you're doing a free live, you can only do it for like an hour or something.
I don't know. No, because I mean, Paul isn't monetized, and his live streams can go on for 5 hours.
True, that's right. That might have been the one Justin was using then. I know one of them I seen and I was reading it and it was saying if you
Yeah,
don't if you don't
it
buy
might.
the
It's StreamYard he uses, isn't it? I
yeah, I
think
think
it,
it was
it's
StreamYard.
that. It was either that or that other one they all started using when StreamYard went AWare for a bit.
It was one before that. What was that? I can't remember what it was. I think it was the one when he started using like half of us couldn't even get on because it was like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was it Emux or something?
Emox or something like
Emox. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
That's the one Wedge and Big says was the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
Big's
still
probably got the
using it,
whole
isn't he?
computer set up. I think if you doing it like if you on a CPU, it probably works perfect. But like if you on a phone, tablet, something other than that,
Yeah.
like when I live stream from my phone, I can't see the chat. But if I do it from my laptop, I can see everything.
I can see the chat from my phone. You just have to know where to go.
If I'm
Basically,
not on the panel, I can see it from my phone. But if I'm on the panel, I can't see the chat. I got the screen with all three of us, and then it shows a screen with whoever's talking at the time.
well, what you do is instead of watching it permanently on Zoom, which it sounds like you are doing,
Right.
if you then change your window on your phone, are you using an iPhone?
No.
Right. I don't know how you do it with that, but you know where you can swipe or do whatever you do, and it shows you all the windows you've got open.
Yeah.
Go on to that, and then click on the YouTube window, and your Zoom picture will stay in the top corner, but you'll have your YouTube there with the chat underneath it.
Check. Got it.
Got 'em.
Thank you very much. You showed. Yeah, I didn't even think that it would still show the Zoom picture. But now
Yeah.
it ain't showing no chat. It's just showing. Wait a minute. Okay, you can hit the play button.
Did you kill him? That bugger. I got a fly in here, and Loki started to walk by, and he was sitting on the pack and play, and the fly started to take off. Loki jumped up in there trying to grab him. Go get that bugger.
You see now I'm getting the audio.
I never bother having it on play. I always leave it on pause. But the chat's still there underneath it, and it carries on going.
Yeah, I got two audios so.
Yeah, just pause your YouTube. So that all you hear is your Zoom. You'll still see the chat and you'll still see it moving, but the video one, the panel won't move.
Okay. I don't hear nobody. Hello.
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh, okay. I got it. Appreciate that, Mark.
Right, no problem.
Who we get here? Caruso. What's good?
Warren.
On air for rumors.
You see that
Oh,
bugger?
yeah. Oh man, they killing me right now with that Caruso because somehow I just know if they pass this bill, they're gonna do it before it drops, which means we can't get it.
Oh, the new, yeah. Well, it's nearly 12 months since the Air 3 came out. It was in July.
Been that long already?
Yeah.
From that picture that Jasper Allen put up there, it looked like they put 3 cameras on that thing, man.
Yeah.
That gimbal looked real fat.
Only problem is that is it going to have the same sensor or different sensors? That's going to screw up the color.
Yeah, if they've done it like the Mavic 3 Pro, that's just, it's every color profile's different in each camera.
Right.
I have
The Air 3,
have
they put
enough
the
problems.
same sensor and the same color profile on both cameras. So as long as they keep that with all 3 cameras, but it will mean that they can't use the Hasselblad sensor
Well,
on
I don't know.
the big camera.
From what I
Because
hear,
it-
2 of those cameras are supposed to be 1 inch.
Well, the Hasselblad one is bigger than 1 inch. It's 4/3, isn't it? 1.3 inch.
Yeah.
Mm,
1 1/3.
yeah,
Yeah.
about to say Joe. No, I don't have one of the 3s yet.
Yeah.
All I'm telling you, I have enough trouble when I shoot when I shoot with the Avata and the Mavic 3, trying to get those to match. I
Mm.
get close. I get close, but I can't match them. Even with
They're not-
AI, I tell it to match it, and it's close, but it's a little off.
Props was
Yeah.
good. Eagle
Well,
has
they
brought
don't even
controlling an Air3S, 2 cams,
Randy.
they don't even, they don't even use the same D-Log, do they?
No, yeah, they do. They do now.
Because one of them
You can run them in
one of them
D-Log.
used D-Log M instead of D-Log.
Yeah, I think it's D-Log and D-Log M. I think it's going to change it too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what they're gonna do. They're gonna upgrade the sensor.
The Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4. No, the Mini 4 uses D-Log now, doesn't it? D-Log M. The Mini 3
Yeah,
used
maybe.
D-Simulike.
I'll tell you, my optimum thing to do is get a Air 4 if it came out, and sell the Mavic 3. That would be the optimum thing to do, just to get all updated, you know?
Yep. Yep.
But the Mavic 3 is a dog, man. That thing.
The Mavic
I
3
love
is a
that drone.
look, the Mavic 3 is a beast, no doubt, no question. But who was it that compare somebody's comparison I watched? In fact, I watched two of them yesterday. There's only like 2 to 3 things different on the Mavic 3 than what's on the F3.
Uh-huh.
So now they come out with this Air 4. And like you say, two of those cameras are one. It might be just 2 cameras, but they just changed it to 1 inch. But like I said, that gimbal was fat, so it might be 3. But I know 2 of those cameras are supposed to come out to being 1 inch. So you figure
Hey,
if they come
Jonathan?
out with that and then all the new technology and then the 04, it's gonna be better than Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah. Jonathan,
And
look at
by
that
the
little boat.
time they come out with the Mavic 4 Pro, we might not even be able to get that.
Mm.
Yeah, you got a point. Look, Jonathan, look at that little boat in the background. See the little boat?
I'm surprised that they haven't yet
Which one?
managed to get it so
Okay.
that they use 1 sensor and 3 lenses that work all on the same sensor.
Oh, they could do it. It'd be a
Yeah.
stack.
Yeah.
You see that
It'd
little
be-
boat in the picture behind Paul?
Hmm.
Is he
Yeah.
flying that boat? Because he'd be slumming to do that.
That's like a
Little ferry.
little ferry. I'm about to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him when he comes back. Did you fly that ferry? And say, yeah. I'm gonna say, why you slumming?
Look, for the first time not too long ago, Paul. Well, not Paul, but a small boat came across his screen. I thought the boat was going. I thought the boat was sinking. I was like, "Yo, that boat is sinking behind you." That's the first small boat I ever seen come through there.
Oh, they have a few tugboats go through, and the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard's boat's quite small.
Yeah, that like sad. That one. That looked like Popeye the Sailor Man.
This time of year, probably just some tourists going down the river.
I hope he ain't flying that one. First off, he gonna be too low to the water.
Well, he probably went out there, caught a big one, and seen that one. Was like, "Let me get that too while I'm out here."
Well, I hope he remembers how close to the water he is.
Mm.
I tell you, I've been looking back at some of the Vada videos that I've done before the crash.
Mhm.
Man, I was close to the water in a bunch of them.
I flew under a bridge one time. It was real
What's up,
close.
Paul?
I knew I was taking the chance, but I just had to do it. I caught the Joe syndrome. I had to do it.
So you see that little boat right there? You didn't go fly that boat, right?
No, I went and flew the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw another boat go by, and then I saw that one. I said, I hope Paul ain't staying for that one. I said he'd be slumming.
Yeah, what those are, people pay money to ride those things, and they'll go up out in the lake, down the river a little ways, and then back and drop them off. And I think they pay 75 or 80 bucks a head. They do.
Yeah, that sounds like the
Uh,
Natchez
Mhm.
steamboat,
So
the
it's a
Natchez
little,
and stuff like that.
little pleasure cruiser. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see there's not a lot of people on board. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Couple walking by
13,
14.
14, 15, about 15 people on board.
Yeah, the Natchez right there on the docks of Canal Street in New Orleans Business District, and they usually get about 50 to 60 people, and they go down to Chalmette Battlefield and back.
Yeah, well, when it's really nice and sunny, that boat would be just swamped with people. But it's kind of halfway cloudy, kind of yucky, and not a big tourist trap.
Yeah, the thing is you got to realize, me being from New Orleans, being here for like 69 years, you kind of take that stuff for granted because you do it so much. And you see all these tourists that come in and they think it's the most special thing in the world to go down the river and back up the river. And you take it for granted because you do it all the time, you know? It's no big deal.
Louis P.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there reading, whoever that is right now. Like, oh my God, I take the guts out of those Maverick Minis and fly his butt off. Really, no of you have a commit on that link. What? You know, I may have some insights on these
Louis has been
guys.
flying FPV for a long time.
Mm.
I think he wants a link to get on the show, Paul, is what he's trying to say. So he can.
No, he put
It's up
a
at the
link
top
in
of
the
chat.
no, he put a link in the chat for a video.
Here.
It's just
tolling.
trolling us.
Just tolling us. How much does it cost for your toll?
He left it. He left the R out of it.
You need the new keyboard.
But if you click on a link in the chat, Jonathan, while you're on your phone to go and look at a video, it throws you off YouTube. It throws you off the panel first. Keeps you on Zoom, but throws you out of the YouTube chat.
We won't be doing that. What is the video? Anybody seen the video? What is it?
No, but he's been flying FPV for donkey's years.
Long time.
Oh, it flies FPV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't learned that one yet, Louis. So props, check that out, props. That link's for you. Only thing I can tell you about this FPV is that they're badass. That's it.
I think Lance has put a link into the hotel website or something that he's staying at.
Louis, where you located? What part of the world? Pop open a new window, bummer. Good job I did for a restaurant.
The Lance is in the honeymoon suite. Oh, Lord help me.
He's
It's
doing
too much information.
He's doing a different kind of flying and hovering.
Must say that's too much information, Lance.
Utica, okay, he's up in NYC. Utica, you up there by who's that? It's upstate New York.
Ray. Chuck.
Ray Kelly.
Ray Kelly's on Long Island.
Yeah, Lewis is in Utica. That's like up there towards Poughkeepsie and all of that.
I know somebody in Poughkeepsie. Not a drone flyer though. She
Hey,
just lives
watch your
up
mouth.
there.
Central New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Just somebody I know on Facebook.
Lewis. Yeah, I've been to Utica once. I don't want to go back. Yeah, that was a real let's just say y'all got a big old building in the back of y'all town that I'm quite sure you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. We call that hell on earth.
So there's where he is, the northernmost island of the Hawaiian Islands.
Yep. Kauai.
Yeah.
I lived on Honolulu.
Yeah, they are
Honolulu,
upstate New York,
on Oahu.
I believe.
Honolulu, yep.
Yeah, I lived in Aliamanu Crater, which was a
What you
volcano
call-
crater right
It
down
was
by the
what-
stadium. And I was there
Hey.
3 years.
Jonathan, it was what you called an enforced holiday.
Yeah, yeah. Unpaid vacation.
That's it. Yeah.
In 1981 and 1984, I lived on Oahu, and the only place I went was either Kauai or the Big Island. Well, I went to Maui too. Went to Maui.
What is
Yeah.
this island here?
Tammy and Matt are
Molokai.
in New York State somewhere. I
Doesn't
don't know
look like
which
a lot of
side they're
activity
on.
at Molokai.
All that is a plantation, basically a big what you call it. There's two things on that island. There was a leper colony that they had. All the people that had leprosy was sent to that island, and then it's nothing but a big plantation of pineapples on that island. And ironically, there's only like two roads that cross each other in one place, and about twice a year they have an accident there, where people will be going through, and because it's not open to the public at all.
Drunken
You have
native.
to work there, or you're one of the people there's still people there with leprosy. That was back when I was there, probably not anymore. That was in the 80s.
So
But once a year they'd say they had a accident on Molokai where two cars would run up at that intersection at the same time and have a major accident.
So you were on this island too?
I went to that island a few times to visit. That's Hawaii, the Big Island. I went there for when Kilauea erupted with Mauna Loa at the same time. That's when we were flying Mauna Loa. That's right up here in the north side, and we were flying with the plane. That's when the plane engine went out, and I beat the guy's hand to the throttle to start it. I told him, "You fly it, I'll start it," like that. He says, "You know how?" I said, "Yeah, just keep flying." So I was starting this plane, and we were able to. They had another plane crash at the same time, and we were up there because of the sulfur and all the heat. And down to the south side, you got Kilauea down to the south side. That was erupting the same time Mauna Loa was erupting. And then they got Volcano National Park right there. There's a big military camp up there where there's like a resort for the military. We used to go up there and spend time. We have snow up there and everything. It was cheap. You'd rent a cabin for the weekend for maybe $50. But actually it was less than that. It was like $10 a day for the 2 days. And the flight going over was like $50. So for $150, you can go over there and spend a weekend. I went over there many times.
Oh,
And then I went to Maui one time when my family came to visit. And that's a tourist trap. All Maui is a tourist trap. It was. It is a lot of little islands.
little
And then when you go back to Kauai, when you go back to when he's on,
right here.
go to the way he's at. Go over to the red dot. And you see this other little island to the left.
Right there?
That's Niihau. That is a privately owned island. It's probably about 300 people max that live there. They own the island. It is so regulated because it's privately owned,
Yeah.
is that they had a problem with it because they try to stay with the culture. They had an issue with a Hurricane Eva that went through, that they lost all their power and everything else they had. They had a nuclear sub say that we'll come over and plug you in. They said, no, we don't need you. We'll get it back to normal on our own. But you're not even, the only way you get on there is if you know somebody and you get invited on that island.
Doesn't look like it. There's a lot of people around.
No, there's not. Like I said, it might be 300 people. 300 families, you know? Might not even be that. Let me see if I can find out.
I don't see any houses at all.
Okay, Niihau, this island, 170 people.
Wow.
Yeah, 170 people on this island. Molokai, they said that's that plantation with the leper colony, said 7,000 people. That you can't get on either unless you work there. But this island right there you're looking at, 170 people live there.
Wow.
And like I said, most of the stuff they've got is solar powered or wind powered. There's no, that's the only electricity. Nothing runs to that island. Like I said, when they got devastated with Hurricane Eva, they came in and said, we can hook a nuclear sub up to you and plug you in within a day or two to get y'all our power back to y'all could rebuild. And they said, no, thank you. We don't want it here. But you can't get on that place unless you're invited. It's part of Hawaii, but it's private. It's a private island. It's not even actually, it's technically, it's part of the Hawaiian island chain. I don't even think it's considered part of the state. I think it's considered part of the state, but they don't get anything from the state. I think the only thing they do is, I think they might have to pay some kind of state tax or something, or it may have been, I think it might have been something to do with the tribal and everything else, and it was given to them. It's like almost like a Native American reservation type of thing. But they,
Interesting.
I mean, you can't even, like I said, if something happens there, they take care of it themselves. They have their
They got
own
their
police
their own
force, everything,
police and fire and everything? Or?
everything. Because I was trying to get over there when I was stationed there, just to go see it, because they said it's so back more like a really Hawaiian culture. And I sent in 2 or 3 requests with credentials from the Marine Corps trying to get in, and every time it got there within a day I was denied. No, can't come. I tried for 3 years. First off, to get there, they've got an airfield. They've actually got an airfield where, in case they get stuff in every once in a while. But most of the things that they get to the island is by boat. Everything got to be brought in by boat. That would be a crazy place to live with 170 people on that big island.
Yeah, you know, when you start looking globally at all the different locations and things, we really are just a little speck in the cosmic dust.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go fly today, Joe?
I might go in a little bit. It's early.
How's the weather there?
Beautiful. I don't even think it's gonna be that hot today. We're, let me see where we at. Yeah, the 2 mile an hour winds, 7 gusts, 84 degrees, the dew point 78. It's 84 degrees right now. But we're only at 9:34. Let's see what the temperature is gonna be. $92 today. That's a good day. Yeah, I'll probably go fly somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna fly, but I may go out to the lighthouse and just check out there, see if anything floated up. I think long gone. The only thing I would like to do is if it's some way that thing floated up and it still had my 16 filter on it, but that salt water would have killed it by now.
Ah,
That and the SD card.
Oh, I ain't worried about that. It's like it's done. I got most of the money back. That's how I look at it. I didn't get most of it back, but if I get that, once I sell at 600, I feel like I made a deal.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I got it sitting out on eBay too, and I got people that are watching it, so that could sell. And I got it a little bit higher, so when I get my fees, I'll get back to what I want.
Yeah.
okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go down and catch the Wilfred Sykes is downbound.
Okay,
Okay, Paul.
Have a great
we will
day
see
and
you
thanks
later
for
today.
being here, and we'll see all of you again later today.
Later.